Zach Davies off to a nice start here. He's given up just a run through the first 4 innings. The Phillies have put 6 hits on him, but Davies off to a much better start than what we saw on Sunday in Pittsburgh. Welcome to the broadcast booth. Major League catcher Bill Schroeder, Major League pitcher Don August, nondescript corner infielder who couldn't hit the curveball here with you. Don, first welcome to the broadcast team. I know this club, you're no stranger to it. Late 80s, early 90s. First question here before we get your thoughts on the pitching. I know you keep close tabs on what's going on, but let's give the viewers who didn't get a chance to catch Brewers live what you're up to right now.
Well, I'm still in the area since I've been here with the Brewers, 1988. I've been here ever since. After I was done playing ball in the major leagues with the Brewers, I hung on a couple more years battling in the minors, and then I kind of went international. Went to Mexico, Taiwan, Italy. Did that for a little while, then that was enough, and I've been settled in here, and I got into coaching some high school baseball at Menominee Falls High School. Been doing that for about the last 14 years. And working in some schools, working with kids in schools, and keeping real busy with baseball and kids.
There's a look right there, Don.
Yeah, you and I were teammates back in 1980. I remember catching you, and you were very similar in style to these two guys out here tonight. I mean, you didn't have that overpowering fastball, big overhand curveball, but you know, what's more important for these guys? I mean, establishing that curveball or making sure you're able to establish that fastball in your mind?
Well, you got to go what's working. You know, you want to not pitch behind in the count, so you got to get that fastball in there. Then they got to be worried about the curve. You can kind of, when you pitch ahead, then you can throw those curveballs, and then you got them guessing. Once you got them guessing, you got them off bounce, and that was kind of the style I tried to pitch with. And I see these guys kind of look similar to my old days.
Now, you had that big curveball. A lot of times those are pitches that are hard to throw in the strike zone, so it's important for you to get ahead with the other stuff. Get that put away curveball down in the zone, get him to chase.
And Cesar Hernandez just fouled down the right field line as he leads off here to 5th for Philadelphia.
Is that kind of the idea?
Yeah. You know, the curveball will be your out pitch, and to make it more effective is you got to be ahead of the counts. You got to use that fastball. Then you get the hitters more hitting off you more defensively, and they'll have to chase those pitches more often.
Now, more importantly to that, were Craig and Augie, how'd they treat you down there today?
They've been treating me nice. They actually kind of been very welcoming. Can't complain.
You like it so far?
So far, so good.
A couple Augies out there now, as your fellow Augie Jerry Augustine mentioned during Brewers Live pregame, as VR handles that pop-up off the bat of Cesar Hernandez, out number 1. We'll be joined by Don August. We're going to be able to hear from you here quite a bit here. I know Davey Nelson, we wish him well. A little under the weather right now, so you'll be involved doing some work Brewers Live pre and post game. Curious to hear, Don, your thoughts on what you've seen from Zach Davies. You talked about it was a rough outing for him on Sunday. What are you seeing from him? What do you like about him here so far tonight?
What I like so far, he's battling. He's putting up the zeros. You know, he gave up the 1-run last inning on a 2-out base hit, but you know, he wants to just jump right back out, put up another 0, keep his team in the game, you know, keep the defense on their toes and ready to make plays for him. And he looks like he's calm. You know, after a tough game, you might kind of stress out, you might put a little bit more pressure on yourself, then you have the tendency to overthrow, and then then your game's not going to be there. But he looks like he's kind of keeping that mental game in there, and he'll let that physical part of the game. We know he's got the good arm, and we can let him do his thing.
Yeah, starting pitchers have it tough. I mean, you have a bad outing, you got to sit around for 4 days. And what do you guys think about it? I mean, you have a bad outing like that. I mean, what goes through your mind, and what do you try to do to get that stuff out of your head?
Well, it's there. You got to wait the 5 days, and it seems like after a bad outing, they're like the longest 5 days there could be. You have a great game, and it seems like you just pitched the other day, and you want to sit on and enjoy those, but those bad ones, they kind of linger on you. But this game is mental. You can't let that get to you.
I'm curious, from the perspective pitcher and catcher, how long does it take generally where you can get used to one another, where you're on the same page, and Rocky would know what works for a pitcher, and you feel connected? I would think it doesn't happen automatically, does it?
I mean, that's a question for the pitcher. I always felt comfortable throwing down the signs. I mean, they always have the opportunity to shake off, but that could be a bit disconcerting too if you have to shake off too much.
Well, especially when you first come up to the big leagues, you know, you don't want to be coming there and shaking your catchers off. But, you know, it takes a little while to get a little rapport working, I think. But I always loved it, you know, that you work with your catchers. They seem to like almost start to read your mind.
Yeah.
You know, I think what a good catcher does is they'll learn their pitchers, they learn their strengths, and they know when to be creative. And you know, I loved it when I thought I'd get a little outside the box and maybe a little crazy, and I don't know, but then that catcher would throw that signal down. Then you know you guys were working it good.
You know, for me, to understand, how a pitcher wants to get through a game, and not so much what the pitches were, but where to set up on all your pitches. You know, like for instance, I don't remember so much with you and a lot of other pitchers, but you call a curveball for a guy like Teddy Higuera, he wants that sign, he wants that glove down on the ground, or a fastball, he wants you to straddle, the outside corner. I mean, so those are the kind of the subtleties of trying to get a pitcher, through a game. It's not just what pitches to call at a given time.
Yeah. There's Freddie Galvis sending one into the corner and right. Herrera's going to score as he heads to the plate, and he is in sliding, and Freddie Galvis all the way around to third, and the Phillies take the lead. Duba Herrera a single to center, and then Galvis brings him home, and 2-1 Philadelphia.
Yeah, second time through. First and second time through, not so bad. Now this third time through, now these Phillies getting some better swings, and Gal was able to rip that one down the line. The Brewers had him shaded a little bit toward right center, which is why it took Santana a little bit of time to get down there. Herrera with decent speed, able to score. Galvis, he can fly, and he gets into third base.
Okay, Don, now you go back to confidence here. You just had one that screamed over your head and one down the line, getting into the heart of the order now with Franco and Howard. Franco here first. Just a matter of settling a little bit of your babies.
Just keep composed. Just don't get overly freaked out here, man. Just stay calm. Just make your good pitches, and you go with that. You get the tendency to start to overthrow, and you'll get away from your good stuff.
Infield in as this is lifted in the air, back into deep left field. Ryan Braun will watch it leave the yard. Maikel Franco, his third long ball of the season. He hit 14 a year ago, and the Phillies now lead it 4-1.
Well, again, the third time through has not been good for Zach Davies so far. Check it out. A curved ball that stayed right down the middle and up in the zone, and Franco gives that one a pretty good ride. Good extension, and rides that one out of here. Very similar to Philadelphia. You don't have to get all of them to hit him out of Miller Park. How much does the ballpark play into your mind when you're out there on the mound, and you're in a Miller Park's kind of a ballpark that allows a lot of home runs? I mean, does that change your philosophy at all?
No, I didn't really think about that. I just thought, the basics of just throwing strikes, getting ahead of the hitters. You keep them off balance, keeping them hitting defensively off of you. They got a couple base hits going. They had runners in scoring position, and then now you're trying to make the perfect pitches, and then you try too hard, and and it doesn't take long in the major league level for a major league lineup to jump on you.
Yeah. The more they see you, the better, they see the baseball.
Yep, that's what's good about those quick pitch innings. Keep those pitch counts down. You get back off the field, and the more they see you, the more they kind of get in the groove and the timing with you.
Ryan Howard sending Ramon Flores to the track. Not quite enough on it for the veteran first baseman. So 2 men out for the catcher Cameron Rupp.
County Stadium, nice ballpark to pitch in, though, except for maybe a day game once in a while.
I enjoyed playing there.
That's a good pitcher's park most of the time.
Yeah.
At night, anyway. I
felt it was fair. I think if you made a bad pitch, they hit it hard, it would go. And if you made good pitches, they had to hit it to get it out of the ballpark, as I remember.
Yeah.
Cameron Rupp.
I gave up a few.
Cameron Rupp gets hit by a pitch. Well, I got to imagine the Olympic experience in '84. You never forget that. How many of those guys were you just knew were going to be destined to have the careers they ended up having off of that team in the big leagues?
I think immediately the first guy that really caught my attention was Will Clark. You know, coming out of Mississippi State, he was just a sophomore that year, so he went back to college. But man, did he have a swing back then. And he was just a pure hitter. He was quite cocky, but you know, he sure backed it up though.
Yeah. Yeah, hitters like that's a pretty good lineup, by the way. Yeah, B.J. Surhoff. I mean, you threw to Surhoff.
Yeah, B.J. was a catcher here when I pitched here, and you know, Barry Larkin then would be a an NL MVP. You know, and he was back then. He was like our second string shortstop. You know, he was just a sophomore back then. You see, he wasn't the main starter. You know, and look what he turned into.
Right.
Michigan, right?
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely. 0-2 the count to David Lowe. 3-run inning here for the Phillies as they grab the lead. And the runner is on the move. Pitch in the dirt. And getting to second is Cameron Rupp.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. He's hit by a pitch and he steals.
Well, they had got the right pitch to run on, so the catcher were able to steal a base. A big lead, not a very big jump. That's actually a delayed steal that time. And you know, the baseball in the dirt. You know, Lucroy a little bit late. You know, in a delayed steal, you're actually stealing on the middle of the infield on a good pitch. Lucroy had to block that one, so all bets are off.
And the Phillies are just kind of keeping that pressure on him.
You see it, his first steal of his career.
Put a man in scoring position with 2 outs. Now they're going to try to force Davies to press it. You know, just again, we're just talking about just stay calm, make your pitchers pitch, get this inning over with. You know, we got a lot of time to battle back here.
A ball, 2 strikes to David Lowe, the right fielder. And again, the block from Lucroy. Oh, what a luxury. You have a catcher, you know, you can, if you put one in the dirt, he's going to take care of it, keep it in front of you.
Yeah, pitchers love that a lot. You got that confidence that you can make their pitches down, especially you're a breaking ball type of guy that you know you can break it off low, and your catcher's going to knock it in the dirt and keep it in front.
Can't hang those curveballs with 2 strikes.
Keep him down.
2-2 pitch. Listen with a fastball. Tough inning for Davies. See if he can get out of it without any further damage here. The Phillies with 3 runs so far, and a busy 5th inning. The 25th pitch coming up for the Brewers starter. And this is popped up. Lucroy will have a play. And the inning is over. Well, Don, we appreciate it. We look forward to hearing from you.
All right, thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
Good to see you again.
Thanks, Bill.
Don August joining us here in the booth. Brewers have work to do as we move to the bottom of the 5th here at Miller Park, with the Phillies leading 4-1.